ولا إله إلا الله ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallim. Indeed, all praises and adorations are due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, who has out of His mercies count us among the living. We seek His endless benediction upon the best of mankind. Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu, may Allah's peace be showered upon him, his household, his companions, and everyone that hearkens to his call among Allah's creatures. I welcome you all, our esteemed viewers, to yet another episode on your darling program, Maubul Haya, Spring of Life, showing on your choice TV, the Lagos television. On the show, if you are joining us for the first time, we dissect topical Islamic issues with the periscope of Kitabullah wa Sunnatul Rasul sallallahu, featuring from Ibn Abdullah and of course the vibrant Ummah, mashallah. Perhaps you have not read anything from the statement of our beloved Prophet Muhammad this week. It's an opportunity for you to read in a moment. Remember that Allah said that Ma yantiku anil hawa in huwa illa wa'yun yuha. The Prophet hasn't said anything out of his own self-volition except that which Allah has inspired him. From Ibn Abdullah, Allahu alayhi wasallam, may Allah's peace be showered upon Ibn Abdullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Inshallah, we'll be looking at a very important topic today, and that is the challenges and solutions to long-distance Muslim marriages. You heard that right. Challenges and solutions to long-distance Muslim marriages, mashallah. Now, to do justice to this topic, I'm being joined by my very revered Ustaz, mashallah, a director in the Office of Education Quality Assurance in Lagos State here, and of course is a lead counselor of M Solution Consulting International Limited. I'm talking about no other than Fadilatul Ustaz, Dr. Sulaiman Ogumuyiwa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ustaz.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.
I'm pleased to have you, sir.
My pleasure too.
Now, Masha, let's start like this. Of course, I want you to get this fact correctly. We are talking about long-distance Muslim marriages and not just relationship, as the case may be. Now, Ustaz, let me ask you this question. What are those challenges that are related to distance marriages as we have? Because today in this part of the world, perhaps due to the economic reasons, people will take moving out of the country as an option. But in some cases, it could be the wife. In other cases, it could be the husband. So as Muslims now, what are those basic challenges?
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. I want to thank you so very much for making me come on this program and giving the opportunity to our viewers to understand some concepts in Islam. I want to make a further clarification that long-distance relationship, like you clearly said, can be in those who have intention of getting married or those who are already in marriage. So our focus for today is on those who are already in marriage. So their husband and wife, they have gone through the process of solemnizing their marriage. Now, certain factors may be responsible for their separation. It may be work, it may be schooling, it may be maybe traveling, like you mentioned. At times, it may be because one of them wants to go and take care of their loved one, particularly their grandparents or whatsoever. So this is a reality that we actually deal with when it comes to Muslim marriages. The challenges that are being faced are quite many. And number one is loneliness. Secondly is the decline in their love for each other, and because they are separated from one another. The third one is the care for children or the need for children. Maybe they don't have children already. it becomes a great concern for them. But if they have children, how do we take care of these children? And also is the aspect of financial support for one another, and a couple of other challenges that they may face.
Now, Sheikh, so let's take it further. How can people within these brackets, how can they maintain trust and, of course, the emotional connection that is expected, despite the fact that they are apart? Is there a way?
Yes, so again, there are two things. Number one is there is love between these two people. Secondly, they are separated by geographical location.
Absolutely.
Now, for couples, those who are already married, there's a need for them to show love to one another. But one of the greatest things that is affected in LDR is trust. Now, because you don't know what is the other person doing, am I sure that the other person is also trying to be faithful to me in this particular relationship? So trust is threatened, and it becomes very difficult for them to sort out. So how do they get around the issue of trust? Number one is you have the kind of background that you both come from has to be that you share the same understanding, that this person will not do certain things, and you are very sure of that. Now, if there is that understanding, you have to avoid doubtful places. Now, your husband cannot call you, or your wife will call you and ask you, where are you? Because when it comes to LDR, they know each other's schedule. You are supposed to be so placed at this time. So we are not there, so where are you? Now, again, they want to do a video call. So can you put on your video? Say, I can't put on my video now. So people start thinking. So, but if you are open, you have open communications with your wife or with your husband, and you try to ensure that there is trust that is underneath. Do video calls, make sure you can see each other. When you have anything you cannot handle in terms of a challenge, or you are down, communicate with your spouse, so that they will know that the trust is still there, and ensure that you avoid going to places where you are not supposed to be, because there's always a third eye. And the moment the third eye tells your wife or your husband that they saw you so place and you're not supposed to be there, then trust becomes threatened.
Now, Ustaz, the fact that we are Muslims, now, do we need to, how do we maintain the sanity of, my husband says, okay, I should be aware of where you are at this particular time, but I want you to put on the video. But at that moment, he or she cannot. At what point, perhaps somebody is listening to that, at what point do you begin to give that doubt a chance that, I think something is wrong?
Okay, so again, the foundation is very, very critical. If I put myself in that person's shoe, I don't have any reason to ever doubt my wife. So if she tells me, oh, well, you know, right now I can't put on my video, I'll explain to you. So this is something that comes to me, and I accept and I understand, and I will not question it. And I'll just wait for her to not say, oh, where I was, there are other sisters there, and they are not covered, and I will not want to put on my video so that you don't see them. So it's very clear, and that is it. However, the Prophet ﷺ said that
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam,
we should trust ourselves, but we should be careful that we don't put ourselves in situations where the other person begins to doubt us. So if you give an excuse the first time, you give an excuse the second time, why do you have to give an excuse the third time? You have to do everything possible. Even if you have to excuse the people around you and say, well, I need to talk to my husband, can you excuse me? Or you move out of that premises and receive that call, because we are all human beings. You can't continue to give certain, excuse. You also have to avoid putting the other person in a position where they start to doubt you.
Alhamdulillah, Abdul Amin. Inshallah, let's adjourn on our second break, where we meet Ajia Fadila Okunu on the Vibrant Ummah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm glad to have you join me on Vibrant Ummah, your health and wellness segment on Spring of Life. I am Fadila Okunu. Do you know the physical significance of Salah is often overlooked? Today we shall examine Salah and physical fitness. Bismillah. Islam emphasizes the importance of physical fitness. Salah, the Islamic prayer, is a spiritual and functional exercise performed by Muslims worldwide. It involves gentle muscle contractions, stretching, and isometric contractions suitable for all ages. Salah consists of repetitive cycles called rak'ah, performed 5 times a day. Studies show that 12 rak'ah equal 30 minutes of light exercise, recommended by the American College of Sports Medicine. Salah improves metabolic function, burns 80 calories daily, and enhances fitness. Let's examine Salah's main postures. The takbir, raising both hands, thumbs, parallel to the earlobe with God magnification chants.
Allahu Akbar.
Qiyam, standing with right hand on top of left hand, affixed at chest to below navel.
Allahu Akbar.
Rukun, bowing with hip flexion at 90-degree angle with head facing down. Sujud, prostration in submissiveness with only face, palms and toes in contact with floor. Jawza, sitting or kneeling with buttocks resting on heels, plantar flexed feet and hands on laps. Taslim, this is a minor but important prayer movement of giving salam by turning head to the right and then left.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Given the different movements performed in Salah, according to studies, imitates functional exercise. The takbir stretches chest muscles and shoulder blades. Qiyam ensures even weight distribution, easing balance and lower back strain. Rukun strengthens back, extends spine, and increases flexibility. Sujud maximizes spinal stretch, relieving stiffness and improving bone health. Jawza strengthens core muscles, improving posture and flexibility. Salah's physical positions correspond with yoga, promoting flexibility, balance, and mental clarity. The dopamine hormone released during sujud creates a calming sensation. Salah is more than a physical practice. It is a holistic approach to physical fitness, mental well-being, and spiritual growth. As the Quran states, establish prayer at both ends of the day and in the early part of the night. Surely, good deeds wipe out evil deeds. Alhamdulillah, it is important for us to pray the right way to reap not just the spiritual benefit, but also the physical benefits Salah affords. Let's get back to the studio for the rest of the program as Spring of Life continues in a moment. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullahu khairan. That's a beautiful one. Hajia Fadila Kunu, may Allah continue to reward you. I still have with me Dr. Sulaiman Ogumuyiwa. Sheikh, sir, I want to ask this question. Perchance we have a reason to travel. Perhaps one of the couple have a reason, most importantly, financial excuse, as we have it this day. Could there be any point where either the man or the wife, before he or she sets out, could there be any point where you think that I'm not sure we can continue with this relationship? If you have to travel, then let us call it a quit. Could there be a point at any point in time?
Okay, yes. Let me quickly go back on the question of trust. I remember an hadith of the Prophet
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam,
when he was in the mosque for itikaf, and one of his wives came to him, and the Sahaba was passing by, and the moment he saw the Prophet and the woman, he increased his pace. The Prophet said, "Don't come back. This is my wife. This is not just any woman." So just to buttress the point that either the man or the woman must make effort to ensure that you don't put the other person in a situation where they start to doubt you. Now, on this question of traveling out, number one is the intention has to be very clear, and there must be a mutual agreement. When there's no mutual agreement as regards traveling out, then we can come to that situation that, it means that if you embark on this journey, we may not have to continue this marriage. Secondly is that if this traveling out, for whatever reason, does not have a definite time of return. I have seen a case where somebody traveled out to go and struggle, and you use one fake document to travel, and you know that when you get there, it becomes difficult for you to come back home. And do you know that a particular case, a woman has been waiting for 10 years now, and the husband has not returned? And this is not acceptable in Islam in any way. So there must be a clear plan as regards what you want to do. You cannot gamble with your marriage. Your marriage is not something you gamble with. You want to travel, you are going to school, it is for a master's, it is 18 months. After 18 months, I'll come back, then we both travel again. The roadmap has to be very clear. If it is not clear, it is always advisable for any woman not to gamble with her marriage.
Any woman or man?
Any woman, because most of the time it is the man that is traveling out. However, if it is the woman that is traveling out, because I have also seen cases like that, it has to be very definite. If it is not definite, the man should not just continue to waste his time.
I want to push this very difficult question in my estimation, and perhaps the response could be relative. Which can one put forward? Which one comes before the other? Can one, for the sake of saving your marriage, jettison the opportunity to travel out? Or you have to make that move even if the marriage will suffer? Which one, as a Muslim?
So, this is a very beautiful question. One thing that is important is that there must be a mutual agreement and understanding between the two, spouses that are involved in this decision. And in making the decision, when there's a greater goal, a greater value that you want to achieve, you can sacrifice to move on and do that. But if it is not very clear, opportunities are so many. There are some opportunities that when you analyze them, they are not actually opportunities. I know people who have traveled and they are really struggling. They are not finding it funny. And they are not even looking back yet because they have not been able to find their feet. An opportunity is, you have a scholarship to travel, or you have a work appointment somewhere, and you want to go and see how it is before you move your family, which is reasonable for anybody to do. Fine. That's an opportunity which you have to utilize, but not that you are in doubt. I am not sure of where I am going. I'm not sure of what I'm going to be doing. I'm not sure whether I'm going to get my papers. I'm not sure of so many things. Then you can sacrifice that so-called opportunity for you to maintain your marriage, because Allah Azza wa Jalla will not ask you about the missed opportunities, but Allah will ask you what you have done about your home. And make sure you are taking the best decision, because Rasulullah said, I am the best amongst you all. And they asked him why. He said, because I'm the best to my family. So take this decision that is best for your family and not just for yourself.
Now, how can Islamic teachings guide couples in solving conflict when they are far from each other?
Okay, so conflict is something that is constant in relationships, particularly in marriages. The way we resolve marriages when we are together is also the way we resolve marriages when we are far apart. When spouses are far apart, I want them to see it as an opportunity for them to grow and improve. So that by the time they are coming together to meet their husband or their wife, they are both better, and the relationship will become an improved one for them. However, when you have constant conflict, identify the conflict. What is this conflict, and what is the source of this conflict? What are the implications, the impact of this conflict on us? Choose a time for open, clear communication. And make sure you communicate from the point of view of how this conflict affects you. Now, if you are able to resolve within yourselves, make sure that you have understanding of your decision. And after that, if the conflict is still unresolved, seek attention of a third party. Now, this third party is somebody that both of you agree to and both of you respect. Don't talk to a third party if your husband or wife does not accept that person, because you are just going to unnecessarily escalate the issue.
Absolutely.
But one of the things we tell young couples when they are going into marriage is that conflict will come. So choose somebody before the conflict will come that may help you to resolve it before you get into marriage. So when you have such people, you go to them and you try to follow whatever they have given you. If the third party is unable to resolve it, then seek professional counseling. This is very important.
Even as Muslims, because we have people saying, what would a professional counselor tell me, except that we have counselors like you who are versed in the Quran and Sunnah. So many people that I know, I don't want to talk to a counselor. So what counsel do you have for people like that?
I completely agree with you. And even as a professional counselor, I have issues with the way some people go about it professionally. You can't be a marriage counselor, a general counselor, and go on the internet and people tell you their problem and you give them advice. It is just like a sick patient. You cannot go on internet and say, I have headache. What medication will I use? There are certain tests that you will need to do, except the online doctor is going to clerk you very well. And you go through a number of sessions. It's not just a one-time response that, oh, your husband is giving you this problem, go and divorce, or go and do this. No. As counselors, professionally, look for counselors who have professional knowledge and who are qualified and who have Islamic understanding. The combination of this is what will be of benefit to us as Muslims. As I speak to you, I know there are a lot of people going through challenges abroad, and they find it difficult to get Muslim counselors abroad, and they are Nigerians, so they prefer to communicate back home and talk to somebody who understands their culture, who understands their background, who is also a Muslim and has this professional, understanding or backing to be able to handle their cases. This is the best for us, and your cases are quite safe with a professional counselor. He will not go on the internet and start talking about it. And as much as I do, I try to encourage people, because the rate of divorce and break in our marriages are on the increase.
Jazakumullahu khairan to our Sheikh, Dr. Sulaiman Ogunmuyiwa, a director in the Office of Education Quality Assurance, and of course a lead counselor, M Solution Consulting International Limited. Thank you for being our guest today. Like I say each time we pass, that my Lord says, wa in ta'uddu ni'matallahi la tusuha innal insana ladhulumun kafar. No matter what you are going through at the moment, look at the bright side. If you attempt to number the favors of Allah in your life, you won't be able to count them. Just be grateful to Allah and hope for the best. Till we meet again, inshallah, next week. I remain yours sincerely, Qasim Oyekunle Salahuddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.